Llamas are popular.
What, riding
Llamas?
Don't ride the llama. Just the llama just comes in and people like stroke it.
Llamas are popular at a wedding.
Yeah,
Our guest today is Hayley, and she is a wedding planner. Ding dong merrily a high.
Oh.
Dum, da, dum, ba, da, da,
like Christmas song.
Christmassy, Joe.
Okay.
Christmas wedding. It's all good.
Was that meant to be a wedding song?
Hello, Hayley. Welcome.
Hello. What an entrance.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. When was the last wedding you went to that actually had that? Ba, 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 ba,
Here comes the bride. I went to a wedding, Joe, 2.5 weeks ago, actually.
Did you? Nice. How was it?
It was a very enjoyable wedding.
Whose?
My friend Steve Bland.
Real name?
Real name Steve Bland.
Is he a boring guy?
You're wondering why he hasn't got a nickname.
Yes. I
thing
thought that's
is-
what his nickname was.
Because I know quite a few Steves, I just identify him as Steve Bland.
So
By
you
his surname.
identify someone by their
By his
name.
surname.
Surname.
I went to Steve Bland's wedding and it was a very happy occasion.
Yeah.
A lot of your classic wedding things where you have to make sure, sort of midday kickoff, you have to make sure you don't drink too much too early because you're there for the long haul. You don't want to be the person leaving at 6, being carried out. A couple of key tactical decisions. What point do you move from pints to spirits?
Yeah.
And at what point do you have your coffee to try and keep going until the early hours? That makes sense to you?
It
Wedding tactics?
makes loads of sense. No sense in terms of actually answering the question I asked. When was the last time you heard ba 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 ba?
Before you did it, probably a long time ago, but I'm conscious, Joe, you and I are having a private conversation, our guest Hayley.
We're coming on to it.
Okay, I'm going to give you a random number so we can move on to the Hayley section. 5 years.
Really? That long ago?
Yes.
Crazy. Hayley, is that a common song used these days
No,
in planning weddings?
I don't think I've ever heard it in a song that I've done.
So why the fuck
Wedding?
is that so
It's like a
common?
traditional.
Is it?
Yeah. But
No one
it's
wants tradition these days. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not really.
Oh.
They're a bit out the window.
So you're a wedding planner.
I am. Yes.
What exactly are you responsible for then? The whole thing, or
Yeah, it depends. It depends. So people hire me for different things. Like some people just want help with admin or just sort of getting their ducks in a row, making sure that they're in the right direction and they're organised and they know what they're doing. Because lots of people like to organise their own weddings. They don't always say that after the wedding date. Or I plan the whole thing. So some people contact me and they just say, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I'm too busy, here's my money, plan my wedding. And I go, okay, thanks.
and I've met your other half,
Yes.
who's hiding in the darkness, in the studio. His name was Richard. Very firm handshake, actually.
Yes.
Very well tanned as well. Has he been on?
He
been on
tans
holiday?
easily. It's really frustrating.
Quite a handsome chap.
'Cause I'm Welsh, so I'm
Nice
like
hair as
pale
well, isn't it?
lad.
Very nice hair.
Yeah, really nice hair. Actually, his gears that he was wearing quite slick. Very lovely looking bloke.
Well played, Hayley.
However,
Thanks.
Tom
Am I punching? Like,
said,
trying to-
"Oh, I mean, right."
Wasn't our intention to imply that in any way. Really meant to compliment Richard.
Yeah, like, how did you bag that one?
All right, well, let's do the flip side of
Okay.
that and see how uncomfortable Richard feels in the
Okay.
studio when we then start going.
Two men start.
Oh well,
You're well
Hayley,
fit.
you look so lovely here. Your hair, oh, it's wonderful. Oh,
Skin, Hayley.
what
I
lovely
know,
skin you.
I know.
I can feel him there. Like you fucking what? You, fucking, you pair of fucking mugs.
He probably hasn't even noticed. He's probably asleep. Or...
Anyway, yeah, I bet he is listening. Ryan introduced you. He said, "This is Hayley. Oh, this must be Hayley's husband." And you went, "No, partner."
Yes.
So you're a wedding planner
Yeah,
who's not planned her own wedding
correct.
as of yet.
Correct.
Is that a must thing to do? As in, to be a good wedding planner.
Well,
I'm referring to those who can't do teach.
yeah.
That saying is so those who can't plan their own wedding
Yeah.
plan other people's. Is that a
I think there's sort of two sides to it. I think it's good because I'm not sort of biased. Like I don't sort of influence my decision wedding plans, if I'd have been married myself, onto other people. But because I've worked in weddings for years and years and years, I know what I'm talking about. Whereas if I had have been married, I think there could potentially be that inclination to sort of well, I did this and this work sort of thing. Not that I would, just in case I do get married, FYI.
Oh, Richard. No pressure.
We go back to the description just to really make it.
Give him a nudge.
Okay, we can change that if you want. Richard, that bag of shit.
Can you? Oh, okay. I thought you were going to like
A bit
convince him
strong,
to
Joe,
marry me.
perhaps.
Can you like duff him up a bit or something?
Duff
Like,
him up. Duff
Like-
him up.
You can't force people into love, Hayley.
I bet Rich is loving the fact that he joined you for today. Right, what are the key components for an amazing wedding? Like, is there like a top 5 that you go, these are must-haves to go well or have at your wedding to guarantee at least a chance of it being a nice day?
Not really, because each wedding is individual. So I think I always say you do you, you know. So if you want a low-key, intimate wedding and there's only 10 of you going, then it will be the perfect day. If you have 400 people and you spend 70, 80 grand, it will be the perfect day. So it's each to one's own, really. But I think as long as, preparation is key. As long as you plan, then it will go smoothly.
Do you have to spend a bit of time getting to know the person? So if Tom's not married, him and Murph, why aren't you married?
Oh, I knew we'd come to this sooner or
Oh, you
later.
don't like the idea, do you? The societal pressure.
Basically, Hayley, it's a slightly awkward one for me because whereas Joe and Daisy didn't want all the sort of the fuss of getting married, so did it very quickly. I didn't even get that far, but it's particularly awkward in my situation in that Murph has always wanted to get married, and I've been the bastard who hasn't done it. This situation hasn't improved, Hayley, as the years and months have gone by in our relationship. It's still an awkward one. And in fact, even recording this episode is going to make my life an absolute misery when Murph hears it.
Okay, so let's say that they do decide,
Don't stitch me up already.
Well,
I'm just saying,
use me as an example.
hypothetically, Tom wants to
If-
get married, okay,
Yeah.
and they've decided to employ you
Yeah,
as their wedding planner.
yeah.
Would you just plan the wedding and go, right, okay, tell me what you want, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I can't stop singing that song now. So let me finish it. Yeah, sing it.
Sing it out.
Done. Or would you then spend a little bit of time getting to know them so you could actually make it a bit more personable for them? And
Yeah, definitely. I think as a wedding planner, it's really important that you get on with your couples that you work with, because if you don't, then it's just not going to gel. It's not going to work. We get to know each other, and a lot of people will follow me on social media for a long time before they decide that I'm the right person for them. They want to
Scoping
get
you
to
out.
know me. Yeah, sussing me out, seeing what I'm like. So yeah, it's really important, because I think you have to be invested. Well, no, you have to be invested. If I'm going to run someone's wedding day, I want to be as passionate about their wedding day as they are about their own wedding day. Because if it's just like, got to go to work and I got to run this wedding day and I don't really like the couple, then
have you ever done that?
no.
But so there've been moments where you've gone, fuck it, I can't stand these two, but I'm gonna have to do it.
Have there been situations as well? And and I appreciate, Hayley, we're getting to the dirty stuff early doors. Have there been weddings that you've planned where you've looked at the couple and thought, you two have got no chance of staying together? Yes, that's a
You
yes.
don't have
face.
to name them. We're not asking you to name them.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes you don't know the couple, you see, you can't judge. But on first impressions,
You're thinking,
sometimes you kind of go, ooh, what's going on there?
But we all do that, Joe, don't we? We've all been to weddings where we've thought you two are madly in love and you're going to stay together forever and it's beautiful. But we've also been to weddings where we thought,
Just going through the wedding list.
don't name them, but
This whole non-naming thing, and me
Uh-oh.
just not talking,
Put
doesn't
him in
really
the closet.
work
Should we
on a
just stay silent
podcast,
while I'm
does
just
it?
thinking? It's
Sorry.
really awkward.
Yeah, no, there have been moments like that, but you're not there to judge that. You're there to abuse the fact that it's a free bar.
There you go.
is that the single most popular element of any wedding? If it's-
100%.
Is it?
So is that's a? Would you say that's a faux pas if there isn't a free bar? Obviously, every wedding's different, and people can only afford what they can afford.
Yeah.
But if you're planning a wedding, the bar is kind of one of the key elements of the day that you go,
Yeah.
we need that to go well?
It depends, because you get many different types of couples, but you get your sort of like, not even party couple, but couples who like to have a good time. And they want to make sure their key sort of requirement is that their guests also have a good time. So one of the things is that they will ask for a free bar, and it's usually father of the bride that ends up paying for it.
Oh.
Sorry if there's any.
How much can it cost? I
listening.
always wonder this.
Well,
Let's say you've got 120 people.
Yeah, it varies. So sort of a normal, hyphenated, normal bar taking would be sort of 2.5, 3 grand. A good bar would be like 6.
Good bar meaning you can have spirits.
Good bar meaning people are probably crawling out of the wedding venue. Like, they've had a good time.
Right, I want to know, because Tom is soon to be popping that question, and
Bastard.
it'll be happening soon. Sooner rather than later. It's impossible to. A bit like TikTok, or mainly just TikTok. It's you hop on trends.
Yeah.
What are the top wedding trends at the minute? Like, I remember years ago, might have come back around. I'm sure silver and purple were like, silver and purple were like the in for weddings.
Yeah.
You want everything silver and purple. Is that still the case? Is it just like hippie flowers now these days? I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, so the wildflower theme has sort of come back in this year. So a lot of people are going for sort of wildflowers and that sort of boho chic, if that means anything to you.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
very much so.
bohemian,
Yeah.
shabby chic,
Yeah.
look, upcycled work.
Yeah.
Actually cost the bomb.
Yeah. A lot of sort of nudes, whites.
Nudes.
Not nudes. Not that type of nude.
So you can do boho chic. Other trends?
So at the moment, a lot of people are looking for sort of individualism. So whereas people previously used to jump on a lot of the trends, a lot of people are now not going down that route. So with social media, it has such a massive influence on what people do, but a lot of people are actually trying to come up with their own ideas now. And I think it's sort of evolving rather than changing. So whereas previously you would have had a photo booth, for example, people are now sort of thinking outside of the box and going for something different, something like a 360 photo booth instead. Oh. But obviously there's new products coming onto the market all the time as well, so that does help. But yeah, people are trying to sort of think outside the box and be a little bit different, which is nice to see over the years when you run weddings that, things are evolving and getting sort of better when there's more technology and things like that as well.
What are some of the quirkier / different ones that you've gone, yep, you can have that, we can do that, but it's a very out there request?
Me personally, I haven't massively dealt with a lot of that, to be fair, but sort of in the industry you do sort of hear about different requests and things like that. Some people, I think it's just sort of people decide that they want to go a bit OTT and sort of live outside of their means, and some people don't. Some people are just sort of landing in a helicopter to their wedding venue is completely normal, whereas other people feel like it's it's their wedding day. It's the only day they're going to get married. So why not, turn up on a horse and cart, or have, I've had a full-on band, like a 50-piece band, like announcing
like a marching
somebody
band?
Yeah, like walking down to the wedding venue. They were just behind.
Like New Orleans style?
Yeah, like...
Start making notes, mate.
Oh, get off my back.
You're right. Your eyes have lit up on that one, haven't you?
What are the traditional elements, Hayley, that are now shunned? So, Joe, let's compile our sort of classic wedding hit list. I'll start white dress.
Blue.
Blue what?
Something blue.
Okay. 3-tiered cake in square shapes, getting smaller.
Square shapes?
All round
Mate,
ones.
they haven't had square shapes for like
'cause you're
50
the expert.
years. A little bit. I know that they're round these days.
Okay, so I've given you cakes and dresses. What are you coming back with?
I said blue.
Apart from blue.
What is in traditional ones again?
Playing for time.
Oh, fuck. Vicar. Vicars. People have vicars, don't they?
First dances.
First dances. Speeches. Hog roasts.
Hog roasts.
Everyone has a paella.
A paella. Wedding paella.
With the hog roast?
Paella. Yeah, there's options. Looking for so you're looking for traditions. Okay, sorry, my bad. The rings.
Rings.
You're next.
I think that's enough to
Okay, fine.
put it to Hayley. Wedding dresses, first of all, Hayley.
Mm-hmm.
That classic white wedding dress with veil, still in or gone?
Yeah, so wedding veils sort of took a bit of a dive, I would say, sort of last year, the last couple of years.
That's
but
the
they
bit
have come
covering the
back
face,
in.
yeah?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, traditionally used to ward off evil spirits.
Oh.
And
veil,
bridesmaids
wouldn't you?
subsequently would sort of tease the evil spirit by, making the evil spirit believe that they were the bride.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why they walk down the aisle first.
Oh.
Great for the
And
bridesmaid.
then the
isn't
bride
it?
has the veil on to sort of disguise who she is.
So like tasting like in Game of Thrones when there's that pie that poisons Joffrey. Like someone had already tasted a bit first to check.
Like a royal taster.
Yeah, and he died, I think. And then they didn't really listen because he died anyway. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, sure.
So I knew it.
Why don't the evil spirits just realise after a bit and just go for anyone in a veil?
Yeah, they could do, couldn't they?
Yeah, and also I don't think that that's true. I thought the veil was for when they used to do, like, you're marrying him or that person.
You've never
He
met.
doesn't know who you are, and I know it's subjective, and each of the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But you're minging,
You're minging.
so we're gonna cover it, and then
Cover it.
cover your
It.
Face.
your face, and then we'll take you down there, don, 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 don. And then by the time he's there, you're there, and he's there, and everyone's already made the effort to go out for the day, and there's not really any turning back. I thought that was why they had the veils.
I mean, we can change it to that.
Brilliant.
Let's say that.
Yep.
Go
Evil
forward.
spirits and
Hey.
ugly faces.
Mingers. So that's the white wedding dress.
Yes.
Rings? Does every wedding still have a ring?
Yeah, they do. I've not run a wedding where they haven't had rings. I mean, whether they wear them after the wedding date is a completely different story.
Okay, so the rings are still
Again, it's
important.
usually the gentleman that doesn't wear the rings.
Always the same sort of classic gold band, or
Not always. White gold, silver,
what's yours, Joe? Just shows it.
platinum,
Nope.
Titanium.
titanium. Yeah, that's good.
Nope.
Plastic. So it's not an insult. I'm just guessing.
The way you said it was insulting.
Okay, sorry.
It's not what you said, it's the
offensive.
way you said it. I don't know. I want to say it's Palladium.
Don't even know.
Palladium.
Isn't that a place in London?
It's a theatre.
I'm sure it's some sort of metal. Silver.
Okay, let's go with silver.
Let's say it looks silver.
It's a nice
Cost,
ring.
Joe?
That 100, 150 quid, 200 tops. Just a ring, innit?
How much was Daisy's?
What do you mean?
The financial cost of...
Her ring?
Yeah. It's a
See?
complicated question.
It's not complicated. It's just I started thinking.
Still paying it off by the looks
I
of
think
it.
he's thinking of different rings. Hayley, that's the sort of show this is. I'm afraid.
Is he okay? Have we got like first?
I was gonna say something about her butthole.
Oh,
Yeah.
do it. Why not? They can edit it out.
Rich,
You
you
said
having
they
a
can
fucking
edit it
laugh?
out.
Rich, Hayley, I was going to say something about my wife's butthole. Yeah, do it.
Is this
Do
is
it.
this sort of advice you
Just-
give to people planning their wedding?
Yeah.
In my
I'd like-
speech, I was going to talk about ring pieces. Yeah,
So halfway through my speech, I'd like to take a shit on the floor. Yeah, do it.
crack on.
It's all each to their own.
You
That's
do
how I
you.
view my wedding.
Told you,
Yeah,
you
it's
do you.
absolutely fine.
Whatever
How
makes
much
you
did
happy.
her ring cost? I don't know. Not a huge amount, but enough.
That's quite threatening.
Well, what's it matter?
No, I agree. I don't think it does matter.
It was more about, that was pretty. Okay, can I afford it? Yeah. Is it going to cost me an arm and a leg? No, like the whole premise of us getting married was part of us going, why the fuck would we spend 10, 20, 30 grand on a single day when we could save that money and use it on a house that
Yeah.
we're going to live in for the next 1,000 days, or etc. So we didn't, I mean, it meant that we had a little bit more that we could spend on a ring, but why the fuck are you asking me about a ring?
Why are you so upset about the ring?
Because I want to talk about a butt ring. And I'm trying to answer it seriously.
Your wedding, Joe, from things you told me, And I'm aware this could sound patronising.
Biggest regret of my life.
How you did it, or the fact you did it?
That came out really badly.
Yeah.
I meant that is. I don't regret things. I don't. Oh, I do.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
Where's the door?
But but what I wore, I regret that. I
Describe to us what.
I don't
White
wish
suit.
to go back in my life many times ago. I'd have changed that or done that differently.
Okay, top to bottom, go.
I had a phlegm green T-shirt on,
Oh,
and it had a pocket, like one of those shit pockets as well. That made it worse.
what's a
Some
shit pocket?
like a pocket.
Yeah, but isn't a pocket just a pocket? Why was it?
Yeah, but it was on my chest. Pockets are usually on the side of your shorts or trousers, aren't they? Or the butt. Oh. And it was on my left chest nipple, and it was flappy pocket. I hadn't had a shave, hadn't shaved properly, so the beard was just like, I was furry,
Messy.
wasn't done up, and I had some jeans on, pair of trainers. I had a waterproof jacket on whilst walking around looking for witnesses.
So just explain the witness thing to people who haven't heard this story.
I've said this story, haven't I?
Hayley hasn't heard
Hayley's not heard it.
I'm
We
intrigued.
got engaged, yeah,
Mhm.
and then we were going to plan a wedding. So we tried. We were like, oh, let's plan a wedding, and you know what it's like. It's fucking hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, where do you start? Where do you
Where
start?
did you start?
And we were like, well, we start at the guest list.
Yeah.
So we started at the guest list, and then we went down the traditional route that most people do. Well, you have to invite them because they're related to them, and they'd be upset if they weren't
You
invited.
need to invite their
And
dogs,
all that
cats,
lot.
aunties,
Yeah, and
mum.
you invite all that lot, and then you go, fucking it, when was the last time you spoke to any of that lot that we've said? Oh, I haven't. So why are we inviting them
Yeah.
to a day to, well, it's tradition. Right, okay, let's fuck them off. Right, that'll piss that lot off. That'll piss that lot. Oh, you can't please anyone, can you?
Mm.
And then we were like, right,
True.
what sort of day will we have? We'll probably have a boho chic day. We loved a festival, so we wanted
With some
like a
nudes.
festival theme. You know me so well already. Plenty of nudes, and so we started. And we were planning the food. We were like, oh, what sort of food? Because my wife's a vegetarian as well, so we'd have to mix it up with a veggie paella
Nice.
and a hog roast
Paella.
and all that lot. And then we sort of went, fuck it. We can't be bothered with this. This is too much stress, too much hassle. You almost end up planning a day for other people.
Yes.
And why are we getting married? You go back to why. What's the purpose of getting married? Because people want us to, because that's the right thing to do. We've got a kid out of wedlock. Oh my God, we must get married before we have another one. Yeah, otherwise it's really bad. So we did all that back and forth, and then thought, fuck it, let's just go do it ourselves. We went off on our own. We thought it'd be easy if someone came up to us and went, "Oh, we're getting married. Do you mind coming to be an our witness?"
Like the local drunk or something.
I'm not the
Excuse me.
local drunk.
No, not you.
No.
The witness.
Yeah. So, but we thought it'd be easy because there'd be loads of people up for it. Because we would, if someone said, "Come and be our witness," we'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, of course." That'd be
Sorry,
fun."
where did you get married?
In Crowborough,
Okay.
back home.
Sounded like a Vegas wedding that was
Vegas.
going down that route for a second.
No. It was an old people's home, converted old people's home. So it was really hot, actually, well insulated. It surprises me. Important in the current climate.
Very important.
So did that. Went and looked for a witness. Running around this town, it was pissing it down as well. So that didn't help. There weren't many people about. Nipping in and out of the charity
Breaks,
shops.
boots, charity shops.
Yeah, and then no one was up for it. And then I waited at Waitrose, posh.
Oh,
end.
yeah.
Hopefully that'd be all right.
Upper class.
Waiting for them to pack their shopping, literally at the end of the.
Were you
conveyor
helping
belt.
them? Were you like, let me help you?
I might as well have. And then I went, "Hi, are you busy?" They were like, "Pardon?" I was like, "Well,
Who are you?
we're getting married. My wife's in the car. My fiance's in the car. We would get married." And they're looking at me like, "What the fuck?" No, what? You're off your trolley. And then I have to get the rings out to be like, I'm not lying. I'm not trying to mug you. Obviously, the way I looked as well, the stereotype was like, fuck off. What do you want? Here's tenner. Fuck off. Leave me alone. And the bloke in the MI didn't help either. Or no, what was it MI? Working Men's Club. He didn't help. And then we found these 4 lovely ladies at a community centre. I didn't go and find them. I sent my pregnant. She was 7 months pregnant.
That was a good tactic, wasn't
That
it?
was. They would have said
Yeah.
no to me. They'd have done the whole,
Please don't hurt me.
Yeah,
Go
those
away.
alarms you get. Beep,
Yeah.
beep, 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 beep. And so they went and met us up there and then sat there. I think we did turn the music. I think we did actually have the wedding music,
Ba,
Dun,
bum,
dun,
ba,
dun.
ba.
but like really quietly in this little room, a little bit about this size.
Do, 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 do.
And then we walked down this aisle of chairs, very similar to these ones, and then just said, I will. It's not I do, is it? It's I will, is it? Or you say whatever you want.
Depends where you are.
Right, excellent. Okay.
Theo, just one more question on this
No.
wedding. I'm sure Hayley's got some as well. The old dears who've acted as witnesses, do they crack on afterwards with you? Do you have a cheeky pint with them? Or
No,
That's the stag do.
no. We went to Hartfield's for a breakfast, for a deli, like breakfast brunch. Treated her, didn't I?
Keep
Treated
up.
her. Those 4 ladies, never to be seen again.
Oh, they probably had the best day though. They probably still talk about it.
Yeah, I should track them down. I will track them down. That is my. Okay, it's not my top priority.
they could be listening to the show, Joe, although I'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
What
At
are you gonna
some
do if you
point,
find
I will
them?
track them down. Anyway, they're all my wedding stories of that occasion done. But the traditional things were the vows
Yes.
that were the main traditions of our wedding. Do you play any part in those vows where you've had some weird and wonderful ones, or not really a wedding planner's side of things?
Not my side of things, but you do weddings where they're with like a celebrant or a humanist or something like that. So they're a bit more, well, they're a lot more relaxed than if you're using like a registry office or a church, for example. So they can tailor and completely bespoke what you say in your vows. So there have been some kind of unique. It tends to be sort of like romantic.
Why are you pointing at
I know,
yourself
he's like-
whilst
it's like-
Hayley's talking?
He's like,
You're going to write
I
the
think
best
that-
vows
well,
ever,
I think he's
are you?
taken note of that. He's like, I'm going to do
You've gone
that.
from being
He's gonna-
scared shitless of getting married to going, I'm going to write the best bloody vows there ever was.
I was actually going to say, Joe, that I have been a celebrant, a humanist
Ah!
celebrant at a
You
wedding.
haven't had sex for ages.
That's a different issue.
A celebrant. That's what they do.
A humanist celebrant at my little brother's wedding. I was the equivalent of the vicar, but it was a non-religious humanist wedding.
There you go.
Nice.
It was a nice touch.
Did you dress up?
Yeah, dressed up.
As
suits
a
the rest of
vicar?
it. No, no. So the whole point was I didn't want a religious wedding, didn't go down massively well with my mum, but that's a separate issue. So I was the celebrant, so they could write their own vows, as you said, Hayley. A little bit more fun with it. Linda sung to Rob at one point.
What is the boldest thing anyone has ever requested at their wedding?
The boldest
The
thing.
boldest. I don't know why he's written boldest. I'd have never used the word bold.
What would you have used?
What's the mentalist? What's
Most extravagant.
What's the most extravaganza item? What's the boldest thing anyone's ever asked for their wedding?
Me personally, I think they're sort of mediocre, normal things, but
We'll be the
maybe not
judges of
in the wedding. like the helicopters, fairground attractions,
Oh.
things like that. Skywriting, so aeroplanes like skywriting in the sky. Cakes on swings.
On a swing?
Yeah.
What do you gain
trying to
from
What do
find
you mean a cake on a swing?
Oh, it's an actual cake on a swing. It's a swing with a cake on it.
So it's
not
hard
like
to
a,
eat because it keeps swinging past you.
Yeah, not like your local
So you're
council
like-
park
it
swing.
just goes-
Like it's not like a plastic. Yeah.
You just got, and then you got,
Bite it as it goes past.
yeah, you got to time it.
Yeah.
Like apple bobbing, but with cake.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an interesting wedding game.
Well, they don't move the swing, but you know,
Okay, fine.
Can it actually swing?
it can. Yeah. I mean, they kind of secure it so it doesn't swing too much. But if you've got kids at the wedding, it's a bit like, don't touch the cake. Because they're like, Mummy, it's a swing. And you're like, don't touch the cake. Yeah. So it can be a bit like awkward. But yeah, it does move. And it's usually sort of like 7 or 8 tiers as well, which is
Crikey.
it's just stress.
Okay, so
You
the-
usually have to sort of surround it with like candles and things so people
the sense
don't go
very
near
sense.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so the swinging cake. What else for extravagances?
Horses coming in. Like there was a period where people were having like Katie Price's entrance.
Yes.
You know that like Cinderella.
So they were coming in on horses.
Sorry, what was that face?
I had something on my lip.
Went very frog-like. You went. Like, oh, not for me. Okay, fine. So people wanted Katie Price's horses.
Yeah, well, not particularly
Not
her
hers,
horses, I guess.
right.
But yeah, that whole kind of like Cinderella, princess thing. Yeah.
That's extravagant. Is that
Well,
something
again,
you're
for
looking
some
for?
people,
I can
it's
stick that on the I'm going to go for elephants.
Elephants. I think there
Elephants.
might be some sort of cruelty issues around that.
llamas are popular.
What, riding
Llamas.
Don't ride the llama. Just the llama just comes in and people like stroke it.
Llamas are popular at a wedding.
Yeah, they-
What other strange animals? Is there any animal requests that you've had at weddings?
petting zoos. So
whole
people,
Petting zoos.
yeah, like bunnies and gerbils. And
At what point?
Just to clarify, those two words you said.
bunnies and gerbils.
Bunnies.
Bunny. Bunny. Bunny rabbit.
It must be
Bunny.
the Welsh.
A bunny.
The bunny.
Bunny rabbit.
And the
a
gerbil.
Yeah, gerbil.
Gerbil. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, okay.
Go.
Bunnies and gerbils.
Yeah.
What are they doing at weddings?
Well,
Bringing in the rings?
Mainly for. They do. They do.
Oh, fuck off!
They can do.
You got that ring, mate?
You can have a hawk.
A
bird,
hawk.
Yeah, owls.
hawk?
Well, not maybe. Owls.
Did they bring the ring in like? in
Yeah,
Harry Potter?
dogs. Dogs are really popular if you've got like a dog.
We went to fucking hell. We went to stay at a hotel the other weekend. It was the first time me and Daisy had a weekend away in 4 years. No kids, just fucking let's have a break.
Just
Brilliant. And
glad you continued that sentence there.
let's go on.
No.
You okay?
Don't worry. Yeah, fine.
Want to finish it?
No,
Want to finish your
good.
sentence? No. Okay, we're fine with that one then. Have a break.
Have a
And
break.
we spent the night. There was 2 weddings, and we spoke to reception. They were like, there's a wedding on tonight, and there's another one tomorrow." We went, "Brilliant, perfect. Where?" They were like, "Oh, it'd be there. Perfect. Right, we go sit out there, do our favourite thing, people watch. Just love it." I used to go to Clapham Junction sometimes. For no other reason than to just sit at Clapham Junction watching loads of people. Just skip by and try and lie.
Did the police come and talk to you at any point, or?
But I wasn't outside a school. It was just a train station.
One of the days he wanted to get married.
Right. And so we're watching the first wedding, a bit tame, not a lot going on, a little bit boring. We're like, well, that's shit. We'd have done that. We'd have done this. They're judging. You're such judgy people, aren't we? They're judging. Oh, we'd have done that. I said, oh, what's she got? Second day, much bigger.
Ooh.
We even thought, no, let's just have an early night tonight. Let's get some room service. Let's chill. Let's actually catch up on the sleep that we've missed out on the last 8 years with all the kids. And then we heard some of the wedding out the window. We're like, nah, quick, get dressed. We're going down just to watch this fucking wedding. So we're there. We're watching this, and it's great. There's far more drama, a bit more character about it. They're all going for it. And then it's starting to get a bit dark, and we could see this like silhouette. And we're like, what the fuck is that? Is someone like crawling around? What are they doing now? And then we hear, shadow! Shadow! People just shouting shadow. I was like, what the fuck? And then it came past us. It was like a horse. It was like a fucking Shetland pony, mate. This Great Dane cross thing was giant. It was the biggest dog I'd seen in 8 years. Huge. And it was this dog just at the wedding, roaming around the hotel, roaming around the thing. We were like, what the fuck? Who brings a dog to a wedding?
The dog was called Shadow.
Shadow, yeah. What? Out of the story, the part you're questioning is the dog's name.
It's not an unusual name for a dog.
No, but I'm leading on.
Okay.
We're not here about naming dogs. We're here about weddings. Is it common there's so many dogs that are now taken to weddings? With that really high-end question. Have you done any
Yes.
dog weddings?
Actual dogs getting married to
Yeah.
each other? No.
Don't do
that's
that.
No.
legally
Don't offer that.
recognised.
I wouldn't say no. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Can you
okay.
imagine that? Loads of like dogs
Yeah, the audience.
singing along. It'd be great.
What about humans that have asked to have dogs? Any dogs at their weddings? Loads.
Loads.
So it is a common thing now.
Yeah, definitely. And it's usually they deliver the rings. But most venues won't allow you to have dogs at the venue. So they're allowed for like that 20-minute period, for example, and then they have to go.
Shadow, chucks those fucking rings, mate. Imagine the risk, though. Do you know what I mean? You're taking middle of the ceremony. Shadow comes over. Hello, here's your rings.
Spots a rabbit.
No.
Starts washing itself.
Well, just then goes, oh,
Ceremony.
fucking hell. Oh, I need a dump. It just does a turd
On the
there and then
dress.
on the dress, on the trail. Is it called a trail?
Train.
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 Why is it called a train?
Oh, I don't know
It's
I don't know.
It's a fair question.
Just because it's long.
Surely it should be the trail.
It trails.
Yeah, so it doesn't train, does it?
The train trails.
Are you sure you're right?
Oh, we need to Google this.
Is it the train of the dress?
Yeah.
Tell you what, Joe, let's have a cheeky advert
Mind
break
blown.
and we shall check this out. Hayley, I'm convinced you know what you're talking about. We'll see you in a second.
Hello, I'm Joe Marler from the Joe Marler Show. We now do socks that you can also wear on your hands, apparently. And the cool thing about these socks are, not only are they jazzy and got my face on them for some ridiculous reason, stand for socks. Every pair you buy of the Joe Marler Show socks will then donate a pair of warm antibacterial ones to someone who desperately needs them. So go on, go buy some. Not sure why he's thrown a pair at me. If you buy them, they will come in the post in a normal way, and they won't be thrown at you. Stay classy. Insert the place that you live at now. Hit the link below if you want a pair of socks that you can then pretend to be a cat and lick yourself. The ads. I've been doing my research / getting Ryan to do the research. It's not a trail. I mean, it's not a train. It's the trail of a dress.
Okay, Joe, I'm reading from the Wikipedia entry entitled Wedding Dress.
Oh, yeah, that famous, well-known facts site.
Let me read you this little section here, Joe. In the 1920s, dresses were typically short at the front with a longer train at the back and were worn with wedding veils.
Right, so you're on Southern Rail, aren't you? You're not on fucking wedding. Anyway, let's move on from that one. What's the most common thing people want at their wedding these days?
Bride.
Bride.
Groom.
Or two brides or two grooms.
Yep.
Okay.
There isn't anything particular. I mean, people tend to go with tradition again, which is where I think it's good that people are sort of coming out of that. So people think that they have to have, a cake. People think that they have to have the rings. People think that they have to have the flowers, and you don't have to have that. But typically those are sort of the things that people will choose to have at their wedding day that they don't necessarily have to have. I wouldn't say there's anything that people particularly sort of want at their wedding days. It's just sort of more people having a good time and enjoying themselves, and they want to make sure that it's flawless and that they're not going to have any problems. But
it's never going to be like that. Why do people?
Depends if you're hiring me or not.
Oh,
good answer, Hayley.
I know. Do you like that one?
So you provide a flawless service, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. When's your next wedding?
10th of September.
Okay. Local?
Yeah.
Can I come?
Totally, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not?
So I'll come.
Okay.
And now that you've said you provide a flawless service.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Do you like beer? There's lots of beer there.
Hate beer.
You hate beer?
Hate it.
Elderflower spritz?
What? That sounds wonderful.
Is that alcoholic?
As well? No. It can be. I can make it alcoholic.
Oh my God, that sounds lovely. I'm going to drink 11 beers, of which I don't like.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw up on the bride's train.
Okay.
And let's see how you deal with convincing them that you provide a flawless service.
Okay.
Surely the idea behind a wedding is, look, things aren't going to be perfect. You can the best way for you to get your head around this being the best day of your life, if that's what you want it to be, is just accept that people are here to love you and embrace the celebration of your love uniting. It's not going to be perfect. Stop worrying, because surely the brides worry the most, stereotypically.
Yes. Yeah.
What if that's not right? Well, I guess you take all that stress off their shoulders.
Yeah, and I do sort of say to people, you are right. There's not to worry people, but there's usually always something that goes wrong on a wedding day. It just varies from whether it's a minute thing that can be sorted quite easily to a big thing that can't be. But there's ways around it. You adjust.
Do you have to be present at the wedding, Hayley?
Yeah.
Do you insist on that?
Yeah. Yeah,
How many
for
weddings
sure.
have you been to?
Oh my word.
Hundreds?
Probably not a huge amount in comparison to other people, but maybe 250.
What?
Fuck.
Counted.
Do you always have the full wedding banquet?
What, you mean the meal?
Yeah.
It varies. Again, because the weddings vary. Some people just have like a finger food buffet. Some people stop it. Knew I shouldn't have used that word. A buffet that they can collect with their hands.
Good work, Hayley.
There you go. Some people have a hog roast or paella. Some people have a complete sit-down 6-course meal. So yeah, completely varies from wedding to wedding.
Hayley, have you had to deal with any bridezillas, groomzillas, any zillas, zillars?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a thing now, you know? You call yourself a bridezilla or a groomzilla.
People own it now.
Yeah, people feel like, you know, or they might not be, you know, admittedly high maintenance, but that's generally sort of the route that they're going down. But actually they're not. I don't believe I've ever really met a proper bridezilla. I think people know what they want. They know what they like, and that's it. But they see that as them being oh, I'm sorry, I'm being picky. I'm sorry, you know, I'm being, you know, demanding. And I'm like, you're not. You're paying for a service, so you're having your wedding day. It's absolutely fine. There has only been one wedding where I was kind of like, oh, this is like testing, you know, because she was extremely demanding. It's fine, you know, that's what you're paying for. But kind of maybe sort of a bit unrealistic expectations and not sort of listening or understanding how the actual day will go and sort of trying to express that to her. And literally, as she gave her vows, she walked back down the aisle and I'm standing there with, you know, some champagne and, you know, congratulations.
You started working?
I know.
What?
I know. I was drinking the champagne, but then she was coming, so I like quickly,
right?
You know, offered it to her. And she literally just said, "I couldn't give a what goes on now. I'm here to have fun." Yeah. So literally, as soon as she got married, she completely changed, and she just danced all night and had a good time. And yeah, so they do change, even if they are a bit sort of Zilla-ish.
They want that. Do you think it's the anxiety in them actually? Because
totally.
They're like, I really don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to be embarrassed. I just want this to be perfect, as close to perfect
Absolutely.
As it can be. So that comes out in irrational behaviour. You fucking do this, do that. Where's my flowers? Give me my flowers. And then once that's done, that release, you get like, oh, thank God, he's actually arrived. We've both said yes. We've both said I will.
Yeah.
Oh, I can just let my knickers down.
That's what you want to do.
Do you find as well, Hayley? I remember my friend Tam, when she got married, a great wedding, by the way, in Florence. The day after the wedding, her and John, her husband, were both very, very sad because all that planning and that day had gone beautifully and everyone had an amazing time. Yeah. But it was over.
Yeah. I always refer to weddings very similar to like holidays. It's not quite the same, but, you know, typically you spend a lot of time saving for it. It's a lot of money. It's usually a bit of an extravagance for a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of preparations to do, from, you know, buying everything that you need to go on holidays and sorting out, you know, where you're going to park your car and sorting out your childcare and sorting out your, you know, animal care and all of this. And then, you know, they have the holiday, it's gone in a flash, and then you're flying home and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, back to normality. It's very, very sort of similar to that. And yeah, it does happen. People get the blues.
Whereas if you just have a nice brunch lunch, having been at the registry office, do you get that?
The blues? Mm. No, I mean, I've got a lifetime of regret from that phlegm green T-shirt, of course. But no, our reasons for getting married were she wanted the same surname to sponge off. No, she wanted the same. My wife wanted the same surname. My wife.
What's Daisy's maiden name?
Crattenden. Mm. She probably wanted to get rid of that as well, to be fair. Yeah. She wanted to change the surname so it was the same as the kids. The kids we had were Marlers, and at the airport, I remember her going, "Fucking hell, I've been collared saying, are these your kids?" I was like, "Of course they're fucking my kids." "Well, you haven't got the same name." "Oh, okay, right. Well, we need to get married then." She wasn't desperate. Like, it was just nice to do that. But we will. I've promised her, sort of, that on 10 years, on our 10th anniversary, we will try. our very hardest, especially now that I've met Hayley, who says she can provide a flawless service, apparently, except for when someone turns up and shits on the
Dress.
shits on the train.
Train/trail.
Yeah, trains, trail. That we're going to have like a day, like a wedding, like what our wedding would have been like.
Like a renewal of your vows.
Well, no, we're not doing any of
No?
that. No, fuck.
Paella?
We'll be a paella.
Hog roast?
Hog roast.
There'll be a hog roast, yeah. Might be a spit.
Oh.
Oh.
dear.
I'm not doing that wedding.
I don't know if you have to be involved in the that particular aspect of the ceremony.
Partake.
What date are we looking at, Joe? I'll pop it in the diary.
10 years
From
from when we got married.
which was?
Find out. What are the big wedding faux pas? Me and Days went to a wedding a couple of years back. Billy 12 Trees. Remember Billy 12
yeah.
Trees? Rugby player.
Best nickname in rugby?
Why?
Jordan Murphy's nickname for him?
Bill?
36.
Dirty Six.
36.
36.
Yeah. 12 trees.
Awful.
That's true, apparently.
I know, but awful. Down in Horsham, lovely affair. No, he didn't have an affair. No, lovely. It is a lovely affair.
Uh-oh.
Lovely wedding fair? No, that's a wedding fair. Do you go to wedding fairs?
I personally don't. It's
Avoid
not worth
them.
my time.
It's a waste of your time. Because you
Yeah.
know what's out there already.
Well,
You could do it all from your screen, can't you, on your Instagram? You go,
Yeah.
fucking, I don't need to go to an actual
you
exhibition
know
centre.
who I am.
Yeah, there, check my tag out. Hayley, the wedding...
The wedding planner.
Hayley,
The wedding
wedding planner.
Yeah.
The flawless wedding
Yes.
planner,
I'm going to
bar shitting on the dress.
Yes, I'm going to.
Ever had a bride shit herself? Like
Literally, not
physically?
figuratively.
No,
No?
no, not that I'm aware of.
No, okay, that would be bad, especially in white dresses, wouldn't it?
Billy 12 trees.
Billy 12 Trees wedding. We turned up and Daisy, as she does, can't ever find something to wear before going anywhere. Changes like 8 or 9 times before she actually decides. Decided on this lovely pink dress. She was lovely, looked great. We'd made an effort. Let's go. Get there, arrive. Very, not exactly. I'd say pretty close to being exactly the same. She turned to me. She said, "Oh, is my dress the same as the bridesmaid dresses?" I was like, no, I think it's slightly different. She said, "I'm pretty sure they're the same dresses." I was like, "You'll be all right. Don't worry about it." She could see like a couple of the wedding party looking at her like, "Oh my god," as if you're wearing
Awkward.
the bridesmaid. Yeah, that is that. Oh, really? Is it that awkward? I was like, "Fucking get on with it, mate." She's like, "You're not wearing the dress, are you? How can I just get on with it?" I'm like, "All right, okay. I'll put the dress.
Yeah.
I'll put the dress on if you want." So technically that would be considered a wedding faux pas. You should know what the bridesmaids are wearing, sort of thing, so you don't clash as a guest. What other wedding faux pas are there?
Not wearing white.
So you can't wear white. You're not allowed to wear white unless you're the bride.
You can. I don't know many brides that would sort of welcome their guests to wear white. It's kind of like you say, a faux pas. It's,
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Turning up late, which I have done. Not while I'm working.
Yeah.
As a guest.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Because legally, they have to let you in to the ceremony. They can't not let you in.
What do you mean legally?
Well, anyone is legally entitled to object to a wedding.
Anyone?
Have you ever seen that happen, by the way?
No.
There's always a bit of
haven't.
drama, isn't there?
I have
Joe?
had
Do
a
you know what I mean?
groom decide on the day that... Well, actually, no, I lied. That wasn't my wedding. It was somebody I know. But the groom decided on the day not to go ahead. And sort
But okay, with that one,
walked out.
Tom, Hayley, with that one, do you go, "Oh, you piece of shit," or do you go,
I know what you're saying.
"Fair play"?
At least you said it now rather than...
10 years down the line of unhappiness,
It sounds like the sort of line he would try and come out with while he was being pummeled by the
father-in-law.
bride's father-in-law and her brothers. Just thought it was better to say it now.
Do you go through with it though? Just even though you know it's going to, because you, maybe I'd have gone through with it
Yeah,
for the day,
For the party.
for the party, enjoy the day, and then the next day you go, "Nah, fuck this."
So you wake up in the bridal suite.
Okay, Monday.
So you wake up in the new home you've purchased together.
Yeah.
And you go.
You say, I'm off to
Yeah.
get some milk and some bread, and then not come.
From New Zealand.
Yep, that's where we go. Any other faux pas?
Speaking during the vows, that's always not a good one. Like people, people just no, fine. People just sort of.
Did you do that on purpose? Speaking during a fucking.
I'm so sorry, Hayley.
Really good.
No, it's fine. And also, people, if they have children, they tend to sort of scream through the vows.
They do.
And some people just sit there and let their child scream, whereas it's kind of a given that they should take their child out of the room if they can.
Yeah.
That
Squeeze the
happens
wrist a
lot.
bit.
What if the child screaming is actually the child of the bride and groom? Just fuck them off out as well.
I've seen that.
Have you?
What about when someone gives the wrong name?
Oh, I've had that during speeches. So the father of the bride was doing his speech, and he was just like, everybody be upstanding and congratulate, the new bride and groom, and then named her ex-boyfriend. And I was stood there, and I was literally like, oh, and you could see, and it was just really awkward. And he never corrected it. He liked
it.
It was just, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know whether there was a thing or whether it was just a slip of the tongue, like whether he didn't like the new groom.
Is it
holding on?
Was it tradition that the best men and the groom party, is it groomsmen?
Groomsmen.
Groomsmen. Do you have best men and then you have what?
Ushers.
Ushers.
Ushers, yeah.
They're meant to hook up with the bridesmaids, aren't they?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's tradition.
It's not a legal requirement.
It's not a legal requirement. There's nobody there to.
Okay.
That's not part of my service. I don't force. I don't hook them up and go, right, you're off with number one, you're off with number two.
But it would make sense though, doesn't it?
Did you never go to weddings as a single man? No, you didn't, because you've been going out with Daisy for the whole of your life.
Whole of my life, no. Although me and Daisy have then discussed we should go round doing weddings. Just what
the wedding
we could have
crashes.
just slipped into that wedding that we went to and been none the wiser. Do you know what I mean? We're going to start doing that more often.
Free
Just doing
bar.
Free bar, bit of role
Food.
play.
Spit roast. Hog roast. I was wondering why you looked at me then. I was like, what?
Hayley,
Hog roast,
truly you've
evidence.
become this show.
Has Rich left? Rich has left. Rich has left the building. Jesus Christ.
Hog roast.
Oh my God.
Be very careful what you order, haven't
Okay.
you, from Hayley? Which box on the form you tick? Most expensive wedding. Joe, I have found what a website I've never heard of claims to be the most expensive wedding in
Let me have a
history.
guess. In history,
I was going to let you have a guess. Why don't you have a
Country?
guess?
give me a country.
It was held at Versailles. outside Paris, the
In
Royal Palace.
Sweden. And I'm going to go with...
In pounds, not dollars, please.
what's the average price of a wedding? How much?
Last year it was just over 17 grand in the UK.
17 grand
in the UK.
for one day.
Yeah,
For everything in
Yeah.
one day.
I know. It's a lot, right?
Fuck.
That's the average cost.
Oh, right, okay. £1.5 million.
You're so far off.
Very.
If you get within 5 million quid,
10 mil. 15 million.
You want to know what you're going to get if you get it right first.
Oh, yeah.
you'll get a point.
Oh. I don't think it's...
For what?
Well, you're not getting it at the moment. You're so far off.
Okay, 15 million.
42 million pounds. This was the wedding in 2004 of Amit Bhatia and Vanusha Mittal. Don't know if she's the heir to the Mittal steel empire.
Oh, yeah. They're struggling at the minute, though.
So because they spent 42 million pounds.
What have they spent it on, mate?
Private jets, I don't know.
Yeah,
42
it was a
million.
6-day wedding.
Was it? You know
And they
about
had like a minimum of like 1,000 guests. So yeah,
1,000
over 6
guests?
days. Probably not that much if you spread it over
6 days. How would you play the drinking on that one?
What do you mean?
You got 6 days of you just drink.
Partying.
Yeah.
Love it.
Just plough on through, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I know, the third day off.
So much fun.
Actually,
Third day
yeah,
off.
you'd have to go
Third
for a
day
dip.
Yeah.
A dip.
Yeah,
Third day, I'm just leaving the wedding.
go for a little,
Go for a walk.
go for a little swim.
Siesta.
Yeah. Eat something healthy.
Then
eat some
rejoin.
fruits, and then back in it.
Fucking 6-day wedding, 45 mil. That's obscene.
No.
17 grand's obscene. Am I just being a tight fuck? It just doesn't. I guess it is of course each to their own. It just doesn't make sense in my head to spend that amount of money on a single day. 9 times out of 10, you don't enjoy it because you're fucking spinning out. Even if you've got the world's best wedding planner, you're still spinning out.
Yeah.
And then you wake up the next morning. No wonder you've got the blues because you're 17 grand in debt, or your dad's 17 grand in debt because they're expected to pay it.
Well, in 2020 it was 8 grand less. So I think because of obviously with COVID and everything like that, it's people are having more weddings.
So on that one hand, I go with that argument. I think on the other hand is I fucking love going to weddings.
They're great fun, aren't they?
I absolutely love going to them. There's been some unbelievable ones. I'm not a big fan of church weddings.
No. Well, would
Mainly
you go
'cause
to a wedding if you didn't like the couple? So if you got an invite for the opportunity of free food and free drink all day and you didn't really like the couple, you'd still go?
Only if there are other people that I
That you
liked.
knew.
Yeah. Couple are almost irrelevant.
Do you stick that on the card?
Thanks for the invite. I think you're both a pair of tossers, but we'll still come. Daisy's a veggie.
Daisy's a veggie.
Yeah, I love a wedding, and yet I just can't fathom why I do it. Maybe that is the tight ass in me.
Do you dance when the first dance happens?
Never dance.
Never?
Never dance.
Okay.
Did you say you never used to sing though before today? Because you've sung like a whole song. So never say never.
Correct,
It might
Hayley.
happen.
Okay, I occasionally dance.
There you go. On his
I
own.
do sing quite a lot, but just not looking into the eyes of another woman whilst their partner watches us, and then manage to convince her to say the word spit roast. So Hayley, 10 years time,
Yeah.
10th wedding anniversary.
It's not 10 years' time, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, you didn't get married this year, did you?
No.
So if you want the 10th anniversary,
Yeah.
When did you get married? 4 years ago?
No.
No.
when?
2015,
Okay, so in
November 5th, the 4th.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Well, no, because what's Guy Fawkes night? What's
5th
bonfire
of
night?
November.
The 5th.
Yeah, it was the night before. Remember, the 4th of November, or Daisy will cut off my member. 10th wedding anniversary. What is that? 10th
Looking at your phone.
wedding
Oh,
anniversary.
yeah, what is it?
Any ideas?
Steel. Wood.
No, paper's the first.
Yep.
I mean, it's the end of the show,
As
Joe.
far
So
as I've gone.
Ryan's still waiting for a clean exit. Any takers?
bamboo,
Silver.
bronze. What is it? Just tell us.
It's tin or aluminum.
Oh.
So on our 10th anniversary, I would like to employ your services
Thanks.
for our boho chic wedding,
Hog roast.
hog roast paella spit roast fest. It's going to be festival themed.
Llamas. There'll be llamas.
Llamas, yeah.
And
Gerbils.
You know, I'm trying to change my
Bunnies.
surname.
are you?
Yeah, to Mala. And do you know what Mala backwards is? Llama.
A llama.
Hayley,
Alam.
it's the 10th anniversary falls in 2025.
Sorry, llama. Llama.
I think I'm off.
3 years to get us a llama. Is that okay?
Yeah. I'll get one for you. Don't worry.
Superb.
So, everyone that gathered here today will join me in saying, Hayley, you have been a wonderful guest.
I was.
We've had a fabulous time with you.
Oh.
And here's amen.
Love it.
Good luck.
Thanks. Do I need it?
With Rich. Sorry, I should be saying, Rich, good luck to you, mate. All the very best.
He's used to it.
Okay. Hayley, you've been brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for inviting me.